Hey, what's up, everyone? Here we are. We are live. 9 o'clock. It is showtime. It is light paper day. I'm glad you guys are here. Hope everyone's pumped to be here. Like Rod said, yeah, ready for the fireworks. Hell yeah. Who's not ready for that? I mean, can you imagine we're going to actually get back to minting and staking and new projects again? Feels like a lifetime ago. Yeah, that's good. I like it. It's good to see the enthusiasm. Hey, we get the Spanish friends in the house. Love the V for Vendetta masks, by the way. I dig it. Nice, refreshing lemonade. Yeah, or hey, maybe a little Vino's what the doctor ordered for tonight. Little celebration, a little relaxing. It's all good. Be one of them roller coaster days. Lemonland, in from like it, in from Atlanta. It's good. Very nice, right, Corey? I like that you picked up on that. That's cool. You got straight at that light paper. That was fast. That's good. Port Moody, BC. Rachel, very nice. All right, Canadians in the house. Good stuff. Squeeze some lemons. I like it. Or then folks from Alabama, Georgia, and Utah. Amber, you're bringing them all in. That's good. Filling everyone in. It's good. Adrian, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Mazillions, good to see you. Back in the house. Yeah, that's right. You were on a little vacay. That's always nice. Nice step. It's looking good, right? Refreshing. See some stuff on there. We're just getting started, guys. It's going to be good. Yeah, India in the house. I like it. Very nice. Good to see the Indians are awake and ready to go. We got summer shandy, great lemon beer. Oh, nice. Nice little summer shandy. There's a good call. Good call for the day. Yeah, that's right. I do feel a whiplash coming on too. I think there's going to be some sore necks in here real soon. I dig it. West Michigan. There's over here needs some lemonade. All right, I like it. Welcome, ATL. It's good. Hey, what's up, Cliff? New York in the house. That's good. New York City or whereabouts? Let us know, man. Connecticut and Hungary in the house. I like it. It's good. Feeling the lemon squeeze here in New Jersey. Well, you guys are fired up tonight. I like it. It's late at night and everyone's still got some Nigeria. Nick, look at that commitment, 2 a.m. I like it. Jay's got you beat by only a couple hours, but still good. Uncle Joe, what's going on? Out in Virginia. All right. I like it. Dubai in the house. Very nice. Good. There's people from all over the world. I love it. Orlando tonight. Excited for the call. Same. Brisbane. You see, we are coming in from everywhere. This is fantastic. Connecticut in here. That's it. Well, Idaho, man, we're coming in fast. It's getting hotter and hotter. Westchester. Well, if you want a nice bill, I like it. Yes, sir. I'm ready to roll, guys. I don't know about you guys. 5 a.m. Look at the commitment on that shit. I love it. Lemonhead. Nice. LA. Look what we got. Wisconsin. People are pumped. I love it. What's up, Frank? 2 in 1 day. It's good. Good for you guys. Colin, 5 a.m. in Dubai. Damn, Colin, can't believe you're still awake over there too, right? Frank's back. That's good. Hey, for some of us, our second go. Stan, we saw you this afternoon in from Brisbane. Very nice. Hawaii. Good. I like it. I like it. Myrtle Beach. Lemon breath. Data center. Oh, I like it, Matt. That's nice. Byron Bay, Australia. Also, we got going on. We are really an international crowd today. Western Australia. We only do Eastern here, but all right. We'll take the Western. Taking a bathroom break at work. Love it. Even better. Those are my favorites. St. Louis, attaboy Frank. 3 a.m. in Budapest. Look at that. We're all over the place. Noosa, Australia. I like it. Yeah, me neither. Yeah. Colin, you get some sleep at some chapter of life, right? There'll always be another chapter. You'll get some sleep at some point. Hey, Colin, Jay messaged me after I sent him the link, but if you're near him, just double check that and let him know that he does have it. I sent it to him in his Telegram today. Toronto in the house. Very nice. Former Stumping Ground, Sydney, Australia. And there's the man of the hour. He's in, ready to go. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. The moment we've all been waiting for weeks. I know it's gone by fast in some instances and feels like it's gone slow in others, but we are finally here. We are back. The man of the hour is here. He's skipping a lot of sleep to come here and deliver some exciting news for us. and we are ready to get this party started. And July is going to be pretty hard on your neck. Jason, welcome to the show. Glad you're here, man. Major props to you on the commitment for showing up this late.
Thanks you, everybody. It's been a long night. I kind of felt at the end of the day, I better not go to sleep. I actually just like show up and then I'll go to bed and I'll sleep in a little bit. So it's been a long night. We've had a lot of exciting things going on, and more importantly, I'm glad to be here.
Very cool. So you had some interesting meetings today. We saw some pictures of. Did you want to drop a little tidbit about what might be coming before the week's up?
Yeah, look, we've had a lot of tension over the last few weeks. You know, I think everybody's kind of seen some of the things back and forth between Debt and myself. I've been saying for a long time I'm all things Lemon, but at the end of the day, I still have a lot of love for the Debt family. I am Debt. At the end of the day, I've explained that multiple times. So I'm not going anywhere. I support both visions and both projects very, very much. And so, today I was blessed to be able to get together. We got ProMax together. We sat and had a long talk about some of the visions, but more importantly about how to quiet people down and their anxieties. And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing about what we're trying to accomplish here in the two different visions for the same goal. Tomorrow, I'm actually very happy to say that Shad and I will be on a live, and I think that'll clear a lot of things up. And I think at the end of the day, hopefully that's onward and upward. We can, get through this time together and move on. So, yeah, it was a good day.
Fantastic. Love it. So I saw that you leaked out the DAP link earlier, so that's pretty exciting. So why don't we get straight into the DAP and what people can expect while they're over there kicking the tires and kind of what's about to get turned on there.
Yeah, so we've got a couple projects there to kind of tease out and get going. We've got a lot more coming. I think for the next foreseeable future, you're going to see probably 2 or 3 light papers a day start popping up. I do apologize a little bit. I did commit for 2 today. I'm going to commit for 1 because 1 happened. I feel a little bit short, but 1 will be coming out here in just a few hours. It'll be actually on there, hopefully by the time I wake up in the morning. But we got Lemon out. Lemon is physically on there. I hope everybody gets the chance to kind of dive through it. That's the Half-Life token. It's the one that is going to be supporting the whole ecosystem. And after this, you're going to start seeing some of the layer 2 projects, and they're going to start rolling back out very, very quickly. So we can basically say if you have any questions whatsoever at all about the Lemon tokenomics, let's go ahead and hit those off tonight. And if you actually want to know more about the L2 projects, even though we don't have a light paper up, I'm more than happy to be transparent and talk about some of those as well.
Okay. Well, let's start with the Lemon token again. So let's just do a quick recap. So we've got the founders nodes. They're out for 10 days. That's a 1-year cycle. Then from there, all of us, we get to participate. What's that going to look like? It's going to start on July 4th. Let's just do a quick recap so we preempt some of the questions.
Sure. So, July 4th is going to be a fun day for everybody. You guys get to go out there and do some swaps. You get to come into the family of all things Lemon and start off if you have any Debt NFTs. If you do not have a Debt NFT, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Not a big deal, but 1 week. And then you can come back in and start minting straightforward. That'll be acceptable in Debt, in Lem, if you have any at that point in time, in USDT or in BNB. And this will be the first time that you can get out there and get the utility token of the new chain. The following week, you'll be able to do some of the L2s. We're going to start releasing those actually starting tomorrow. You'll see the first one with Lemflix, and then they're just going to continue rolling on. I've seen about 5 of the drafts. They're coming along very well. I was a little bit late today because I spent 3.5 hours today with ProMax and with Shad, and that did delay a couple things with me getting approvals out that I was not expecting, but I'm very glad that got to happen for everybody, both here and our other side of the family. So, that being said, I think it's going to be a big month of July. We've got then the following Thursday, we're going to have more come out. We are expected to be on the DEX and at least on one exchange in the month of July. And so it should be a pretty good month.
Yeah, very exciting. So we will have something a little bit different here with the Lem NFT, where we will have an unlimited supply of NFTs, much like there can be an unlimited supply of Bitcoin miners. It will still be a fixed daily distribution of tokens that will be equally divided amongst all current active node holders. Correct?
Correct. Yes. So the very first year, obviously, we've had a lot of, we'll call it debate about the founders nodes. I'm more than happy to kind of explain that more in detail of why that has to happen, why it's necessary, why it's so important, and then how it's actually protecting the community by having it. But the reality is, these nodes were not free. In order to get Lemon out for the community, you need to understand that founders had to cough up for these things. And not only are they coughing up money in order to make the rest of them free, but they're also giving something that's really valuable. They're locking the token up for a solid year. And that's not just the first year. They're actually locking up everything that's going to happen the following year. So there'll be no tokens whatsoever at all distributed to the open circulation for a 2-year mining period, basically is how it's working. That means that everything that you guys are putting out there is actually going to be multiplied by an X percentage, just purely because you guys are the only thing that are actually in the market. I think that's really exciting for everybody. So I hope we gave enough value that way.
Yeah, just for clarification's sake, so there is a fixed token supply of 50 million, and that's fantastic. So it's the NFTs are not fixed, the token supply is. When you say the only tokens that will be out are the ones created via the retail nodes, does that mean that is the only ones that will end up being liquidity on exchanges and the like as well? Or is some of the lockup token going to be specifically or specially allocated for those purposes?
No, none of the lockup token will be. There is some token that's physically. So on debt, for instance, we had 50% going to the treasury. On this model, we have 30% going to the treasury. On the other side, 20% going to exchanges, marketing, and so forth. There will be a little bit of token that'll be available for this full year. It doesn't actually break out as much as most people think, especially when you get to 500,000 going into the DEX. You have a couple exchanges popping out right off the bat. We are planning on a minimum of 1 exchange a month. So I have a feeling that 20% is going to be very, very stretched very, very quickly. So we are counting on community members to let a little bit of it back out. And I hope we come up with a price that makes sense for you guys to let go of it until the founders can come back in and provide it for the second year. So this is going to actually be a very fun opportunity for everybody to really participate and find out what their time value of money is, because we are going to move forward as quick as possible. You have a ton of L2 projects coming in, which is probably will be the largest soaker of capital for the 2024 calendar year. And so not only do you have exchanges picking up thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of token, you have L2 projects coming on very, very rapidly, which also need token. And so you're talking about $100,000 worth to $2 million worth and up of token that's going to have to be acquired by these L2 projects to come in and put into their own individual treasuries for the drip, buy and burn right up front. And so, it's going to be a fun, experiment. I guess that's kind of where I'm looking at it right now. And as long as we are on track and we're doing what we're supposed to do, I think everybody hears me will have a lot of fun.
Well, all I'm hearing is that very limited amounts of token and steady streams of large capital coming in and crashing into them. And we know that there's a good math equation that only spells out an outcome. And so I love the sound of that they're returning to that. So yeah, this is fantastic news. It's very exciting for us to finally be materializing this excellent plan that's been in place and discussions that have been going on for quite some time. So that's exciting. There is a question that was asked this afternoon when I went live to try and take on some chat to help people out with the Q&A side of things. And one of the questions that just got re-brought up, so I just want to take it on before we forget. Are the people going to have to do anything for the 4 projects that are sliding over to the Lemon side from the legacy side? Do they have to move the tokens? Are they going to have to unstake those NFTs? What's that going to look like?
So that is something that is a little bit, let's call it in flux right now. It has been agreed to. Those projects are coming over. We're trying to figure out the best way and the best value for the individuals to do that. I'm hoping that they come over fully intact. And I believe we can make that happen. And so if we can do that, it'll be a zero, zero issues, zero buttons pushed. It just happens. You wake up one night and it's all in the DApp, and then Lem token gets paired with it, as well as the debt token that's already paired to it does not leave. And so I think that'll be probably the best and easiest. We're trying to work that through. I have a feeling probably by Monday that transition will be situated. The dev teams will get on board, and hopefully we can get that pulled out. My guess is it'll be what I just described. You'll basically have those projects come over, let's call it first, maybe midweek next week. You'll see them on the DApp. What you won't see is the liquidity yet, and probably that'll happen a week from Thursday when Lem token starts popping around, because we need to get that from the community. And so we need the community to stake first. So, and then we got to convince them to give it up. I mean, it's kind of a fun thing, because even though the community is getting it and they're staking it and they're receiving it in their wallet, that doesn't mean we've gotten to a price that they agree to give it up at. So we're going to have to acquire it, and we're going to have to acquire it from you. So hopefully we come to a reasonable understanding of what that's going to be worth, and you guys will say, okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and let Drip and Rev and Bev and those are the four blocks all come together and acquire those tokens to basically put there and pair up, and hopefully we get another pairing on those four, along with the flood of L2 projects coming.
That is amazing. I love the way that math works, but I was thinking the same, that just simply mirroring over the data from one chain to the next seems to be the easiest solution on those. But hopefully the devs agree, because I think that's just the easiest way to go about it. There was a question, Jason. There was something about debt staking that was on the DApp. Is that just a legacy code thing in beta that needs to be rectified, or is there some kind of change in plan regarding debt on the new DApp?
No, there's no debt on the new deck. There's a draft that's basically out right now. We've had about 5 versions today popping around. So I have a feeling that probably will be changed out even in the morning. But we do have staking. And so it's not coming until the validator nodes are situated with the L1. And so hopefully that gets situated and it's back to Lem being staked with the validator node. We'll get back into that a little bit later after this first round of excitement, and we'll kind of get to the next phase.
I saw a question come in about the minimum liquidity for L2 projects. Is there a minimum like there used to be?
You know, I don't think any L2 project that's currently in the deck is anything less than 100 grand. I think the biggest one right now is about 5 million.
Fantastic.
So
somewhere in there. So slightly different from before, but similar principles. I like that. Some people want to know, and I don't know if you've worked it out, or some people have worked it out in the chat. I guess they're looking for confirmation. Has it been worked out what the reward rate will be for the Lem NFTs? Like how many seeds are they going to get, let's say on a daily cycle?
You know, that is going to be the biggest question everybody has. And the reality is no way to know that until we know how swapping and running. So, you know, the nice thing is the DApp will track it. And so keep up to date with the DApp that I've given everybody else out tonight. It'll give you the rewards rate. Once you kind of, you know, figure out if it's right for you, you can come back over, or you can be the first, and then you can be the one that tells everybody what you're getting, and I got it, you didn't. So it's kind of one of those funny things that you're gonna have to you know, find out for yourself, and the DApp will show you that, but you have to have one person kind of take that leap first. So you'll be able to get at least by the minute by minute or second by second, actually technically on live chain. So it should be pretty fun to look at once the first person makes the jump.
Well, I think this next question is getting ahead of ourselves, but I might as well table it because it's come up a few times. Are there opportunities to be validator nodes? I'm guessing that's not until we launch our own chain, but then what would that look like? Did you want to comment on that? Or is it too premature?
No, I'll take it on. We have a algorithm that's already being worked out. We've been in sandbox for quite some time. As Terry may have known, I threw him a curveball last night. But it doesn't matter what L1 options that we do and how we splice the L1. The reality is we need validators. And that's either going to be in the form of, a cell phone, a laptop, or a web instance. The L1 is coming, and it's coming very, very quickly. And so validators are something that are above and beyond any of the NFTs that are out there. You will need Lemon token for the L1. And so you do have to buy the validators, but after you do that, it's just about putting the Lemon token and that behind it to see what your rewards are. Staking right now, depending on if you're doing it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, I believe the validators will go up between 3 and 5 years, depending on the options. That is your choice, and whether you want to lock it or you want to keep it free and open. The rewards are going to be very, very generous. The amount of fees we'll be generating off this chain are massive, based off of how many L2 projects we're bringing on and the activities of them. We have trading on every single token. We've got minting on every single project. We've got NFTs, staking and unstaking. The fees are nice. And so I believe we are going to be able to keep somewhere close to a minimum of a 12% return on an annual basis for coin on coin. So if you have a Lemon coin heading in, you'll be about 12. If you lock it up for longer term, we're actually looking right now in testnet, which obviously does not always hit the real life, but based off of how many projects we currently have, the amount of bandwidth we believe we need, and the amount of validators that be out there, we are seeing on testnet over 200. But you have to get there in about the 3 year to 4 year lockup. So hopefully that adds up to everybody.
It would be very interesting if we could do some kind of, and I don't know if this is even an option from where you're standing, but kind of like a validator, like major and a minor, you know what I mean? Or a validator alike, because the idea of decentralizing the network across so many cell phones, even if they only offer a small amount, still incredible decentralization if we could get to that point. And since we have blockchain kind of phones, might be something to think about.
I will tell you, you're going to kind of see where this is all fitting in. Blockchain phones, blockchain validators, having everybody in the community have at least a handful of Lemon staked that gets you the ability to earn, obviously, residuals off of your stake token, along with becoming part of the network and keeping it not only up, but keeping it secure, keeping it decentralized. So it's a whole circle.
Becoming a node on the network is fantastic, guys. I love it. See here. What other questions seem to be popping up? All the validator stuff will come over time, friends. Deep breath. I know it's exciting, but it's good. You mentioned that the light paper didn't come out tonight, but you kind of wanted to probably come tomorrow. Did you want to talk about the tokenomics and the total supply of these L2 projects? We know that they're going to be kind of innate-ish, but did you want to get into some of that, or do you want to wait until tomorrow?
Oh, heck, let's just rip the band off, right?
All right. Do it.
So we'll talk about Lem very specifically. All of them are going to be very close to similar or identical. You're talking about 888 million total supply. You're talking about halving every single quarter, which is going to be amazing. You also have some fun things in here. The benefit of some of the L2 projects right now is going to be the rug pull free environment. This is something we wanted to instigate with all of our L2s. So every time someone goes and withdraws, the very first 10% actually goes and adds the liquidity of the underlying project. So the more people withdraw, the more liquidity, and that gets added to the DEX. The DEX is not the only place these things will be traded, but it is a security blanket to everybody that you do have a place to go. After that, you basically have a 10% tax on all transaction fees that run around. That 10% tax is 100% burned into a burn wallet. That burn wallet is also matched by the EGI every single time it burns. Cool. So it is a very, very, very rapid burning mechanism. What this means is those that know how to hold will benefit the most. Those that have to sell, everybody has to sell. I would suggest not doing it for 90 days. But having said that, it's going to be fun to kind of watch the behavior. The more you trade, the more burning is going to happen. And so, if you have a lot of people get anxiety and come out, let's call it the 6-month mark, 8-month mark, 10-month mark, it's going to very much mimic something that's happening right now, even in a rev, where you don't have a lot of sellers, you don't have a lot of buyers. It kind of sits stagnant. And it doesn't really matter what happens in the marketplace, it's going up. And so even when you have a large drop, maybe in a potential, call it a pairing token, it really won't matter. That property or that project is going to succeed based off of the limited supply that's sitting around it. And when it goes up, it is a massive windfall in the opposite direction. So, if you want to kind of understand the tokenomics, you can kind of look at Rev. It's a test child for this tokenomic. But in the theory of supply and demand, the supply is going to be very, very limited. It's going to limit every single quarter. It's going to get worse and worse and worse as it goes. And the more activity you guys play with it, the better it's going to get. And so the day traders will absolutely make this project a 10x for everything else you've ever seen.
Yeah, much like Rev right now, a small little brush fire could turn that thing into something really crazy. And I think we're totally on path with these kinds of tokenomics. So that's exciting. And some of these, we're talking about projects where the royalties could be insanely massive and long-lived and come in hard and fast on top of that very quick deflationary cycle. So that's incredible. You talked about swapping a lot. It triggered another question that keeps coming up by certain individuals that have been asking me repeatedly, and I don't have a clear answer on this. So once someone grabs some of the early NFTs, say they grab Lemflix tomorrow, are we going to go into a model where there's an option to burn their supply and donate it to future incoming people? Or are we going to go to a secondary market where they can sell it? Or is there going to be a swappable feature, let's say from Lemflix to Lemlotto at any point in time, the same way we have a swappability from legacy to new?
Yeah, there's a multiple answer to that. So you're going to find out really quickly. We have a giving back process in all of our new Lite papers. So if you've been on any of the Zooms, you're going to understand that we're trying to get back to our roots. We're trying to get back to giving back. We're trying to get back to the process of, yes, this is about yourself, but it's about becoming financially ability and behaviorally and adequately comfortable yourself, so that you can turn around and actually turn that to a ability to help others. And part of this process is giving back. So he who receives more should give more, kind of mentality. And understand these NFTs are free, and so we're giving a lot, and we're hoping that is going to lead to a huge, massive adoption of giving back. And I believe this community has it in them. I know the community that is coming in would be blessed by feeling that from us. And getting into the last 2.5 years of what we've all been through, and hopefully pass that forward. So in every single Lite paper, you're going to find something that is going to be very unique. We not only are allowing gifting of token, but we're also allowing gifting of NFTs. And this goes hand in hand with some of the other projects we have coming out. Pink Lemonade. Jake was great at kind of explaining that we are going to be giving stuff back in that to the community. Those tokens will go support different charities that the community puts forward, along with some of the things that are close and dear to our hearts in that moving forward. So I think that is going to be the more pressing thing. As far as giving up your NFT from one project to another and getting a free mint is not going to be something that'll happen. But that is a roadmap to get us to a launching pad to go, and it's something we're basically doing from let's call it legacy projects to a new found route path for you to go, if that's something that it works for you. It's not something that a lot of people, I think, will take on. I think people will diversify in that through. But if you do decide to do that, then we want to make sure you have a path forward to diversify and not have another cost expenditure hit you. And so that's the whole goal of it.
I got you. Is the secondary marketplace for NFTs a likelihood or not, given these changes?
You know, with the changes, I'm going to guess in this particular model of a free NFT, it's probably not going to be something to be very big. The reason for it is they can come here and mint one for 25, or you're going to sell it for what, 12, or maybe less. I think most people will understand that you minted it for $25, you're going to come back out, and with the hyper deflationary tokens, they're going to get less and less valuable over the course of time, because you got all the token out in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth quarter. So in my guess, you're not going to have a lot of secondary market support in this particular model, but you're going to benefit more in this particular model for yourself, which then allows you to have more powder to then help others. And I'm hoping that really passes forward based off what we're doing for you guys.
Yeah, I love it. That's exciting. It all makes sense. Everything you're saying makes sense. So, I mean, friends, some of you have, I've heard some people who are just not thrilled with the distribution quantities, let's call it that, for the utility token. But I've been trying to reassure everyone that I think focusing on the new L2 projects is the sweet spot for all of us. And, you know, there's a lot of users are going to have a lot of FOMO wishing that they were right here where we are today, tonight, having this discussion before they even see what's going on. And we were here at the early days. So I think that'll be pretty good. Things like governance and voting platforms, are those going to be part of Lemon Tree?
1000%. I am a firm believer of decentralization. You need to understand something. I may be the face. I may be out here explaining a lot of things. After we let a project go, I am a firm believer that these projects are not mine. I am here as a voice of reason. But at the end of the day, anything that is a majority vote will obviously happen, unless it's tokenomics, and that'll be a supermajority of 80% or more. But understand, I'm here to listen. I'm here to educate. But at the end of the day, my ears are the biggest things that I could possibly provide for this ecosystem. And so voting mechanism on L1 is something we are putting into the validator nodes. If you would like to have your voice heard even more than an NFT, get yourself a validator, because that will be how you're able to get your voice heard. And I don't care if you're small. I don't care if you're miniature. I don't care if you're massive. This is something we definitely want to hear from the community. And unfortunately, you guys will be able to outvote me on about every single thing possible after the L1 launch, because it's supposed to be decentralized. That's kind of the point. So I can come in here in a point of reason and give you the pros and cons, but at the end of the day, the validators will make the decision of where this ecosystem goes. And I trust everybody here that has been through the last 2.5 years to make sure that this ecosystem now is mature enough to not need a debt council or to need people to sway it one way or another. I think you guys all kind of get it. And I believe you guys will be able to pass that along to the next generation coming in. So,
with that said, please, friends, stay close to the campfire and take good counsel on these votes. You do get to choose and decide, but there will be wisdom shared by many people at all times. And you know, hopefully we'll be abiding by making the wise moves that benefits the most people. What is the total supply of the NFTs on these L2 projects?
They are going to be mixed around a little bit. I mean, some of them are going to be, very small because they are very, very small projects. Some will be unlimited. And so you just need to check the light papers. You need to kind of go through them. I'm going to say on average, they're going to be somewhere between the 50,000 to 200,000. But I will tell you that there are some projects that are very massive coming. They may be actually the same thing as the utility token, unlimited. I'm just going to tell you something. We'll talk about Lemflix just because it's the first one out. That project literally has royalties coming in day one. It's an amazing project. It's not just Lemflix. It's actually the parent company behind it. And so you're getting revenues popping in a very rapid basis with a tokenomics that is it's designed for whiplash. You guys asked for it, so we gave it to you. I will tell you, there's not going to be a lot of token in circulation. I'm going to say I warned you. I'm going to say I counseled against it, and then I'm going to show you why. But ye who are in are going to really, really enjoy it if you hold. And so I'll kind of just put it that way. the amount of revenues coming in, I think, on some of these projects are going to shock people. Lem Lotto is going to be the biggest unknown, I think, in my own personal understanding and ability to put any type of calculation on it. I'm not a big lotto person myself, but every single person I talk to, oh yeah, I spend $1 a week. I spend $2 a week, and I'm looking at them like, are you insane? The odds of that, but people just do it. They want to do it, and I looked at the lotto industry worldwide, and it's insane. The lotto industry in certain countries is more than some other countries' GDP. And so it's absolutely going to be something that I think will be fun. It'll be exciting. It's going to be inexpensive. I mean, we're talking $1 for a Powerball type of idea to start the jackpot at $1 million, and we're going to see how big it gets. But I mean, there may be some time in my future that I physically see a 500, 600, $700 million lotto sitting out there. You need to understand 50 cents of every dollar goes back into the ecosystem in Lem token, and 20% of that physically gets put in directly to buying power in the underlying Lem Lotto token. So if you understand the 20% royalty coming off of something that's that massive, it could shock us all. So there's just not enough token for that. I mean, I just basically said if you get to $100 million or something like that, you're talking $20 million coming out of a buy and burn of a total circulating supply was supposed to be like 888 million. That probably the real circulating supply is closer to 100 million total. You took 20% out in one lotto, and it starts again next week. And so, it's going to be very, very interesting to kind of see the adoption rate of that and kind of running. It's never been done in crypto what we're doing. So, putting a billion eyes on a crypto project, it's going to be very interesting to see what the adoption rate is. And we can bring them here, but the question is, can we get them hook, line, and sinker to, purchase the lotto ticket, purchase the Lemflix? Can we get them to purchase the other underlying projects that are here? And I think from, the test rounds we're going with, it's actually very, very high. So the question is, can we keep these types of conversion rates when you do masses? And if I'm 10% right or even 1% right, this is going to be fun. So, I think that's all I got to say about that. But some of these projects, I think, are going to sneak out and really shock people.
Yeah, I think it's going to be massive. I can see it all the way through. And I can see how it could be utilized in so many great ways. This is a tool for promoting everything in the ecosystem, the new projects, anything you want to do. You can just frame it around the next draw, which could be amazing. So let's close up with one more question, and we're going to let you get to bed. Can we review just a high level overview? We've all gone through some very painful bear markets. This bull market so far, at least for altcoin season's been pretty sluggish. And, there's just bear markets are brutal. They've been ugly. So a lot of people who don't understand the depth of tokenomics, I think you and I could easily have a long conversation about it. But how do we high level help them understand that this will be at least much less susceptible to those wide market swings?
So look, when you've been in crypto as long as I have, you need to understand that swings happen, and I don't really care what token you're in. The difference here, and I will tell you that what we're really focusing on is the possibility of downward drifts, and bringing in the high deflationary models right up front. There's just not going to be a lot of circulation to drift. And, when you drift, you're going to drift in the opposite direction because you're getting people excited they're going to sell, or maybe not, which then actually, it feeds the frenzy. When you get a downward drift, people just kind of come up with, yeah, I'll just wait it out, because they understand that it's the last man standing, and they're the ones that have it. You don't have more people coming in after you and after you and after you that are going to continue having token. These NFTs will get to a point in a very short period of time, and you guys will be able to see that in the Lite papers. There's just no token coming out anymore. And so it's not like a large, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year tokenomics that some of these projects that a lot of you guys have seen need to have, because you have longevity in the projects. We don't know how long these projects are going to last. That's true. Some of these things will maybe a 3 or 4 or 5 year run with the businesses that are underlying them. You have others that may be a 20 or 30-year project. You don't know that until you kind of, put your toe in. And that's the beauty of having a free NFT, is you can kind of, diversify around and not have a huge cost expenditure to kind of get that variety in your portfolio. And, I think the benefit of us versus anything else in the altcoin market or anything else in the traditional crypto is we always have an upside. And that is the supply is shrinking regardless of what anybody's doing. As long as there's activity on it, it's shrinking. Very, very few cryptos in mainstream do that. And especially in the high class that we're doing it at.
All right, with that said, let's wrap it up because it's super late. You've had an insane day. Let's go get you some rest. And we will look forward to seeing some more light papers tomorrow. I'll assume that we'll resume the normal call time unless I hear otherwise. Let you get some rest in the meantime. And we're looking forward to hopefully a call with you and Shed as well coming out. Let me know if you need any help with that. I'm happy to moderate or not, but we're excited for it. Thank you so much once again for your time, your dedication, your commitment, and for finding solutions to the insane uncertainty that's been looming lately. And we're really glad that you've made some big strides to resolving that tonight. So thanks again for your time. All right, friends, we're going to tune out for the day and we will all catch you soon. Do you have any closing comments, Jason?
Not a problem. Keep everything positive and lemon, and understand we're here for everybody. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.